Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Night Stranger back on the channel today, and I really want to talk about maturity. You know, this is not a video where I'm gonna give you any definitive answers. I'm gonna be like, here's the way that you can get through your maturity and this difficult time that comes with it. From 14 to 17. This time in between where you're asking questions. I'm not gonna be able to give you an answer because I don't think that's how the world is supposed to work, because answers differ for everyone. I think one of the most important things that I summarized for myself in the past 3-4 years, because I'm 17 right now, and I felt like I've just went through the whole process of maturing, and maturing is thinking a lot about philosophy. Maturing is asking yourself questions, and questions that you may not be able to answer at all, you know, because the concept of philosophy, as I summarize for myself, is asking universal questions like, who am I? Where am I? Why the hell am I in this place? And being okay with not getting universal answers. Because in philosophy, you're almost never going to be able to summarize each and every one of the 8 billion people's lives down in one statement. How can you say that you can define who am I for the entire universe? That's something that's not plausible. You can't. But what I realized that you can do with philosophy, with thinking, with all this, is that you can define it for yourself. You can ask, who am I? Which is a universal question, but you can have an answer that fits just you, And I feel like maturing is the process of realizing that there is a universe out there, but I'm not the person that can solve the entire universe, you know? Because I feel like when we're younger, we put ourselves in the center of the universe. There's always this kind of I'm the main character perspective. It depends for everyone, but I feel like there's a stage in each and every one of our lives where we have to accept the fact that, hey, I am not in the middle of everything. And that process is the process that I call maturing. It's realizing that I can find an answer for myself and maybe for my friends, for the loved ones around me. But I can never find an answer for everyone. And I'm not the dictator of the universe. I'm not the one that controls it, you know. But it doesn't mean that I should be controlled by it. It just means that I can have a path that I take, which is different from each and every one of those 8 billion out there. And it's okay, because we all go on different paths. And the defining moment for me when I realized that maturing is something that I'm going through, is one time. It was like in the middle of November, and it was our school's doing like a school election for like school captains and stuff, and it's like a popularity contest at the end of the day, but it's also like you got to be competent, you got to be academic, you got to be this and that, and we were going through that, and I thought I was gonna be chosen, because I'm not a not popular guy. Like I'm good with people, I'm I'm decent at studying, I was like, yeah, I'm the perfect candidate. But for so many years as well, like for 2 years in advance, I was thinking, yo, I was gonna be it, I was gonna be it, I was gonna be it. They have this like cool ass tie as well, just to show your status. I was like if I get that tie, you know. Um, and it was that moment when like it was a Tuesday morning. I remember so exactly when the results came out, and there was people around me like celebrating. They got it. They got this. They got that. And I just checked my emails, and there was nothing. And I was like, nah. And I was like, nah. Like, there's the refresh button on your email. I just refreshed. I was like, please, 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 bro. For the entire day, I was just refreshing my emails. Because and there's nothing wrong with this. it's just a process of realizing. I thought I was the center of the universe. I was like, hey, no way I'm not getting it. And, obviously, like, I came to realize that it's not the biggest deal in my life. And it's not like getting school captain would have made me so much more of a better person. It would have given me an opportunity that I would never have had before, and I would have embraced that opportunity. But I realized that I do not hold a grudge against what happened, because I realized there's a choice in everything in life, and there are times when you don't get chosen. And that moment when I didn't get chosen was the moment I realized like, I do not dictate all of this. Even till this day, I'm gonna be honest, it's something that still sort of hurts me. Like, it's been something that I've dreamed about so long, and I really wanted to be part of the school, be giving back to the school. And this might be applicable to everyone out there. There might be a thing when you're younger, when they for example chose the football captain and you never got chosen, or something when you're older, when you go into workplace and you really want to be promoted for something that you've done, and you just feel like you've been so hard done by your boss because he never promoted you. These things happen repeatedly again and again in life, just to remind you that, hey, you're not the center of the universe. And I feel like it's good in a way. I'm going to embrace that change, because it made me realize that, looking back, I didn't get it. And it's hard. I'm not going to deny it. But it's okay. It's realizing that this opportunity is not only given for the people who did get elected for school captain. Like, I don't think opportunities go that way. I think it also gave me the opportunity to realize that there are things that make me maybe not applicable for that position, that made me not enough for that position. And there are also things that made me realize, like, there are other opportunities out there. It's cliche to say when one door closes, another one opens. But it truly does. Like, not getting school captain helped me in a way, so I don't have this duty and that duty, this responsibility and that responsibility. I felt so much more at ease in school, because I didn't have to look up to a face. I didn't have to please anyone. I didn't have a boss over me telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. It's not that I go around breaking rules. No, I don't go around breaking rules. But it's that unsaid contract that you're signed under when you get something like school captain. You have to be the role model. And sometimes, I think maturity is also realizing that getting a high position does not mean freedom. We always think that, the higher I rise, the more freedom I get. The more money I make, the more freedom I get. The more status I have, the more freedom I get. But, I don't think that is necessarily 100% true. Because think about it. Let's say the life is like a pyramid, right? Everything we say is like a pyramid. Let's say there's 1 million people at the bottom of the pyramid. Let's say these are the normal people, These are the normal people who live in this earth. And let's say these 1 million people are just the normal people in school that does not get chosen for school captain. And then there's the people who have some status, who have some wealth. These are the people who are above it. These are the school captains, in the school. But you see, you always think that the pyramid ends there, because you at the bottom can only look up to one level. You get me? Let's say there's 1,000 school captains and there's 1 million people. How can they look over every single person? In a way, you think that the pyramid ends there. You think the school captain is the biggest thing you're ever going to get. But then you don't, you look up, there's teachers above that. And let's say there's 100 teachers. Every single teacher is going to be looking at a school prefect being like, are you doing the right job? Are you fulfilling your duties? You could be stripped away of that duty instantly by people just above you. And think about the ratio. This is how the ratio of life works. There's 1,000 school prefects. there's 1,000,000 people under that, and there's 100 teachers up there. The ratio to teachers to prefects is 1 to 10. The ratio to prefects to students is 1 to 1,000. You got to think about that. Which one gives you more freedom? Let's think, one teacher is looking over 10 prefects, one prefect's looking into 1,000 students. Surely that 1,000 students have it easier because you don't have that always watchful eye above you. You could also say, oh, the teacher's looking at me as well, but, you know, but then again, who would the teachers be more critical towards? It's obviously people with a higher position because they are supposed to be the people who achieve higher. So what is this pyramid? You know, we always think that the pyramid ends at this level. It ends at this level. No, it doesn't. It goes on and on and on. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is thinking that there's a top of a pyramid. You know, I'd rather think of it as like a beacon, you know, like when it reaches like this level, like pyramids are supposed to be like that, right? When it reaches like this level, like it's not closed yet, it just goes up and up and up like a beacon, you know, like you might say, okay, towards the top of the teachers, there's like divisional heads, you know, and there's 10 of them that watch over 100 teachers watch over 1,000 prefects, 1,000 prefects watch over 1,000,000 students. But that's not true. There's the one principal, there's the one headmaster, there's the one headmistress right above the divisional heads. But you think about that, it doesn't end there. In the school it ends there. But we're talking about life here, we're talking about maturity, we're talking about every philosophical notion that we can possibly gather in this universe. So it doesn't end there. The Ministry of Education, you know, there's you know, to take my example, I live in Kent in the UK, which is in England, right? There's the Kent Education Department, and there's a UK Education Department. Then there's Parliament politicians that are deciding the educational system and deciding whether Kent follows the system, and Kent's deciding whether the principal follows the system, and on and on and on and on. And what is above there? The Prime Minister. What is above there? Who knows? God, you know? There are so many undeterminable factors that you don't see. And I feel like that's one part of maturing, is realizing that, you know, first, you're not at the center of the universe. Second, the people right above you in that, what we call pyramid, is not the people that cap the pyramid. It's not the people that cap the pyramid. It's the people who are just one step ahead of you. Or maybe they're not even one step ahead of you. They're one step ahead of you on a certain pyramid. We are all on different pyramids in this world. You know, there's a monetary pyramid for economic, value. There's one pyramid for social hierarchy. There's one pyramid for political things. You know, there's one pyramid for relationships. You know, there's literally Maslow's pyramids of need. If you guys heard of it, it's a psychological idea that, you know, there's 5 stages to life, and the bottom stage is, we need food, water, shelter. Then one step above is, food and water. Then we need shelter, right? Then we need love and strong relationships. Then we need intellectual benefits. You know, it's that kind of thing. You know, there's so many pyramids in life, and you know, it's sad realizing that. In a way, it's sad, right? It's like, damn, like I'm never going to get to the top of that pyramid. But maturing is also like realizing that I don't need to get to the top of that pyramid, you know? Like think about how many pyramids you must climb in life. And do you want to climb all of them? You know? Maybe you do. Maybe you're this kind of guy who just says, hey, I just want to be the best in everything. And I respect that. You know, I'm not putting you down for you want to be the best. I respect that. Like people who have a dream, who have a goal, are people who are respectable. But also think about this. Everything, you have to give and take in life, you know, once you're trying to climb, let's say, the pyramid of money, you know, I want to be the billionaire. I want to be the richest person in the world. What do you sacrifice? You know, it's not a one way. Okay, I have 5 pyramids I have to climb: money, politics, status, relationships, and I don't know, my children. And you climb one, and you stay the same at each and every one of those pyramids. Let's say you are on stage 2 of money. Stage 1's the best, by the way. And let's say you're stage 3 of every other pyramid. No, if you go up to stage 1 in money, you go down in other pyramids. Because the energy you have is the same, you know? Like when you dedicate all that time to money, maybe you don't dedicate as much to your relationships. Maybe you work 16 hours a day. That means that's 4 less hours. Maybe that's 6 less hours that you can see your children, your wife. And that relationship deteriorates. You know? That's what they mean when they say life is most beautiful, most wonderful, most fulfilling in a sense when everything is balanced. Because I'd rather, in my opinion, you might say, oh, this guy just doesn't have any dreams, this guy doesn't have any goals, why the hell is this guy talking to me? But I'd rather be on stage 3 of every single pyramid, maybe stage 2 in one, stage 4 in another, you know? Give and take, I'd rather be more balanced and, you know, like in every sphere of my life, I do have something that fulfills me, you know? I might not have the best relationship with, for example, my future wife and my kids, but I also have the ability to sustain them through my monetary capability. You know, I can earn enough money to sustain ourselves, you know? Like, it's really difficult to balance 2 of them together. And think about the other 5, the other 6, the other 100. This is hypothetical. There's 100 pyramids that you need to climb, 1,000,000, you know? Right? In your life. And it's okay, you know, like, it's okay. Like, it's hard, you know, like that's what maturing is, in my opinion. It's coming back to my original point. Maturing is realizing that you can ask universal questions and be okay with not getting a universal answer. Maturing is realizing that you can get an answer for yourself and not equating yourself with the universe, because that's what we do. That's the logic behind it. You're not equating yourself with the universe. Before, we would say that if I get an answer for myself, that means I got an answer for the universe, right? So it would make sense when we're younger, you know. We would think that, okay, I ask a universal question, I get an answer for myself. But that equates to a universal answer as well, because I am the universe, you know. And maturing is a part of dispelling that myth that I am the universe. And it's okay. I just want to say one last thing to you, you know, like, it's one of the greatest things that you can realize in life. It's not like, oh my God, I made $10,000 a month. It's not that, oh, I've became the president of the United States. You know, it could be a huge milestone in your life. You can applaud that. Obviously applaud that. Like, that's the one most, like respect, right? Respect. Unless you like, I'm not going to go into politics. But, it's realizing that yourself at 23 was much better, or in many cases you would say that you've grown since yourself at 19, and yourself at 19 has grown so much more than yourself at 15, and on and on and on. You know, I'm 17 right now, and I could say with a certainty that I've grown since I was 13. I've grown since I was 14. I've grown since I was 15. I've grown since I was 16. Matter of fact, I have absolutely no problem with saying that I've grown since last month, you know, and I think that is a huge thing. It's always growing, you know. That's why maturity it's realizing that there's no top of the pyramid. We always grow, you know. When it gets to a bottleneck, you just keep on growing, and that's okay, you know. You get to see more things at the top. And it's okay with staying, you know, somewhere there. Like, it's how society is. There must be people at the top, there must be people at the bottom, or else it's not society. You could try to make it up, but that's not society. And it's okay. Like, I believe in you. Like, I believe in myself, you know. You can see that I'm not a person without goals. I'm driven. I know what I want. But I'm okay with failing whilst trying to get there, okay? So that's my take on maturity. Thanks so much for listening. That was deep, huh? I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.